Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah, and I'm very excited about today's show. We're going to be talking a little bit about home remodeling and design. We're learning some about music. Right now, we're going to introduce you to a new technology in the area that I think is going to be really helpful for folks who are interested in learning more about holistic health. This is Dr. Jeffrey Mackey, and he is one of the doctors at LSM Chiropractic, and I'm so glad to have you today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So quickly, I want to mention these folks have multiple locations throughout the area. I believe you said 16.
Yes, we have 16 locations in and around Madison. We're down in South Central Wisconsin, all the way over to Watertown in the east. So we're pretty much in the footprint of Dane, Walworth, and Greene counties.
You bet. Well, if you're watching, there's likely a clinic in your area. And what we're discussing today is a laser treatment for pain control. And on break, I learned a little bit from Dr. Mackey that this is really new to the Madison area. How does laser treatment work? What is it?
Well, you know, in the 37 years I've been in practice, I have never seen anything quite like this. And LSM is very excited to bring this to this area. Laser therapy has been used for a number of years, but it's really gaining popularity right now. I think mankind has known of the healing power of light for centuries. You know, we all understand that it feels great to lay out in the sun even though you're not supposed to. But light has tremendous healing properties, and the laser concentrates that, and it is doing some remarkable things.
So really incredible for people to have the opportunity to get this kind of care here in the area. You mentioned sort of here in the United States, sometimes we're a little behind. So this isn't the first time. This is a tested and tried technology, and you've already got it in one of your clinics and are expanding. So I'm curious, for starters, what conditions are you seeing and treating?
It treats virtually any pain type syndrome, from arthritis to bursitis to plantar fasciitis. We're even using it for post-surgical treatment. For example, if somebody has a hip or a knee replaced, the laser will tremendously speed up the healing process. And that's what laser therapy does. It speeds up the body's ability to heal itself, and it does so without drugs and without the opiates that we're so concerned about, and rightly so right now.
Such a big topic that we, of course, could discuss at length, but this is one of the things that is happening in our society that I'm passionate about learning more about, because there are so many people, to your point, treating pain with drugs. And this is an opportunity to potentially treat pain with your body's own abilities to heal itself.
Well, that's just it. And what the laser does, for people who are not familiar with it, it kickstarts the body's cellular metabolism. And that is to say, it makes the body work faster. The individual cells are stimulated by the laser that penetrates in through the tissue. And oh, by the way, you don't feel it. It's completely cold, it's completely painless, but it recharges the body. It causes the cells to work faster, to heal faster. It moves edema or swelling in and out of the areas, and it just accelerates the healing process.
Wow. And things you might be thinking of at home might be on your mind. Is it safe? Are there side effects?
There are absolutely no side effects to this. There have been over 38,000 studies on laser therapy worldwide, so it's got a real good footing. It's been scientifically validated. We have seen absolutely no contraindications to it, other than if someone has, say, an underlying cancer or something of that nature, you wouldn't want to use it there, but it's completely safe. As a matter of fact, patients don't even feel it being done.
Wow. And I want to make sure we show off what this looks like, just so you have a little bit of an image or a picture in your mind about what we're talking about when we're talking about this technology. So literally called cutting edge, obviously.
No pun.
Yeah, no pun intended, but that's really incredible. And Dr. Mackey was sharing with me before we got started, of course, I was asking about, since you are already using the technology, if you've been getting good results.
We've had fantastic results. Some of the things that we've seen, plantar fasciitis, that terrible pain in your foot or in your feet, responding beautifully. And indeed, podiatrists are starting to become very interested with this type of treatment. My own knee, which is quite arthritic from years of basketball, responded beautifully to it. And for me, that was the litmus test.
Right.
If it worked on me, it'll work on anybody.
Well, and isn't everyone so skeptical that this couldn't possibly be for me or work for me? And there you go. You've been that same skeptic and used it yourself.
You absolutely won't know until you try it. And if you've been suffering from chronic pain, I can say unabashedly, this is one of the best units I've ever seen.
Wow.
It's kind of unique. It's a robotic arm, and so the tech will set it up, and the machine actually paints over the area with LED light so you can see where it's hitting. But it's just phenomenal the way it works.
I appreciate you sharing this technology with us. You can go to the website and find out a little bit more possibly about where you can get this treatment with LSM Chiropractic. Again, this is Dr. Jeffrey Mackey. Thank you for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jessica.
We've got more Talk of the Town after the break, so stick around. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Got a nice treat for you. We're going to do a spotlight on a local business. We're going to learn a little bit about Brensel Lumber and Millwork. And I'm joined by Andrea Brensel Parks and Carson Parks, her son. Glad to see you guys.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more. Now, this is a lumber yard specifically, but you do millwork as well. And let's talk a little bit about what makes this company unique.
Well, one of the main things that I think we're known for is our custom millwork that we have. Just a lot of talented people there that have been there for years.
Sure, absolutely. And I'm not familiar so much with this business, so talk to us a little bit about some of the products and services that are available through you.
Well, we have lots of different divisions. So we do have our lumber yard. Also, we have a door division where we're making and hanging doors, and which is where Carson works.
Yep.
And our mill shop, and then we do kitchen cabinetry, and also in Mount Horeb we have our truss plant where we do wall panels and trusses.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of really specialty work. You mentioned that there's a lot of talent in this business. I can imagine that there needs to be, because there's such specific things that you're working on. And what I love about this and you guys is that this is really a family business. Now, this business has been around for a long time. Share with viewers at home when the family business started. Obviously, we've got more than one generation working here, because I see two sitting right in front of me. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it started in 1938 by my great-great-grandfather and has been passed down. Currently, my father is president and CEO, and then I've been there for years. And Carson is fifth generation and has just began working. So
5 generations working for this company. What an incredible story and thing to be a part of. Also, for folks at home and viewers that are watching, I think the need and want to support local businesses here in the Madison area is strong. So it's great to be able to share some of these stories and talk to you a little bit about the local owners in our community. Now, you mentioned a few different locations. So I'm guessing that these are all sort of for different specialties, but where are the locations again? Remind us.
So our main location is in Madison, right off of Verona Road and the Beltline. And then the truss plant is up in Mount Horeb. And then we also have a sales office with a really nice showroom down in Heartland, down near Milwaukee.
Nice. Okay. I love a good showroom, especially when you're talking about homes and remodeling and different projects. Carson, talk to us a little bit about your role with Brensel Lumber, what you do specifically.
Okay, so I work with a craftsman in the custom door shop. So we all, hang doors and, put the frames on and stuff. So it's, a lot of work, but it's like you said, it's you got to really know what you're doing too. You can't just slap it on and so.
Well, I imagine as a 5th generation in this company, you've literally grown up in this business.
Oh yeah,
so
since I was little, she always brought me in, so I kind of know everyone, and it's just kind of funny to walk around, being a 5th generation. So it's pretty cool.
That is really, really incredible. Andrea, I imagine you probably are jack of all trades, being in the business for so long. What's your role?
I kind of have, a lot of different things. I help with the operations in Madison. I also do our marketing and advertising, and I also run the kitchen design department.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of hats for one night, but that's really incredible. Well, you guys have been just a pleasure to get to know, and I'm excited to get to share with viewers at home a little bit about your business. If you need any work that we've talked about today, what a great company to support. Brunsell.com is where you can find them. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Appreciate it. We've got more Talk of the Town coming up after the break, so stick around. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I told you we were going to talk a little bit about music today. We're going to do a spotlight on a local artist who is making an impact here in the Madison area music scene. This is Sam Ness. And Sam, I'm so glad to have you today.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to talk a little bit about you and your story and share with viewers at home a little bit about how you got into this. But let's talk about how you've been influenced by music and what sort of inspired you to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I started with choir and with singing in high school and things like that, and I really got into theater. After I graduated high school, I decided to take a trip across Europe, and I lived for a year as a professional street performer. And
Oh my
so,
goodness.
yeah, that really had a big impact about how I saw music and how I saw music affect people just by the way that they're walking by every day. So that really got me going as an artist when I came back to Madison. So.
That sounds like one of those dreams that people don't often actually do. You know, like, oh, I'm just going to go live in Europe and learn a little bit more there in the culture and on the street. And there you've done that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Congratulations of
Thank you.
actually following that through to fruition. Let's talk about you as an artist, a little bit about some of your goals, how you would like to make an impact on the modern music industry here.
Yeah, I grew up out in the country, and so like I saw things every day, like, you know, every day when I'd wake up and look out the window and I see just stunning, you know, views of like trees and the lake and things like that, driving into town through our awesome Wisconsin landscape. And then I hear things on the radio and it just doesn't do justice to like how real people think I think most times. So
Sure.
my kind of goal as an artist is to take more simple ideas, something more about finding, you know, peace in everyday life and making that commercial to the point where the everyday listener can hear it.
Sure, absolutely, and relate really truly to somebody else's singing. Now, we're going to get an opportunity to hear Sam in just a moment, but let's talk a little bit about what's next for you. So you've really gained a respect and love for music at, I guess, sort of an early age throughout your time here and in your experiences abroad. What are you going to do next? What is your goals for your music and then your story specifically?
Yeah, so I'm working on a record right now. It should be done, the full-length record should be done by fall, and I'll have the EP out sometime by the end of summer. And then from there, I just want to release that and travel a bit in the States, kind of like what I was doing in Europe, and then eventually go onward to another new adventure. But I'm working on releasing this record right now.
Yeah, what an interesting career opportunity, because there's no landscape necessarily. You really got to pave your way and decide your next path for yourself, and that can be a tough thing to do, but what an incredible thing. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's hear a little bit about who Sam Ness is and some of your music. Go ahead and play.
There's something I'd forgotten. It was whispered in the wind, bringing smells of pine and cool feeling on my skin. There's a feeling I'd forgotten, but when the sunshine hit my face, I closed my eyes, I just realized, listen to the rocking of the waves. Now it's all coming back to me. You have to close your eyes to see. Sometimes silence teaches all that we could need. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. There's something I was reminded when the sunset turned to stars. Everything's so quiet. No trains, no planes, no cars. My dad and I were fishing, sharing stories of the road. I turned to him and I said, Dad, it's good to be back home.
So beautiful. Well, I loved hearing this, Sam. Thank you so much again. This is Sam Ness. Find him on Facebook, and we wish you the best of luck with your release of your album. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and we're going to talk a little bit about Kitchen Ideas Center. Maybe you're like me and have driven by a bunch and never gone in. I recently went in and saw a fabulous showroom, so we're going to share a little bit about what they do. This is Brian Fisher, who is, I want to say jack of all trades, because I know you do quite a bit for Kitchen Ideas Center, but design and sales specifically. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of an overview about what the company does.
Kitchen Ideas Center provides design services, kitchen cabinets, countertops, bathroom cabinetry, you know, the whole house type of thing. So
Yeah.
even closet systems. So
I saw on your website actually a photo of a fabulous closet that I now can't live without.
Sure,
So
yeah.
you do a lot and some really great work. Now let's talk a little bit about the business as a whole. Is it a supply chain? Is it locally owned? Tell us a little bit about how long it's been around.
well, it's a locally owned business. It's been around since 1979, and it's a supply chain in the fact that we supply cabinetry and countertops, but we're not a local or a nationwide franchise or anything like
Okay,
that.
wonderful. And I want to talk to potential customers out there who might be like me and come in and say that, you know, hey, I want some ideas. I need some help. What would you say to that?
First thing I'd say is typically we start at the house. We don't actually start in the showroom because it's so specific. We can't show every option available. So we come into the home, we see the layout if you want to change anything like that, and then come up with some concept ideas and then bring you back into the showroom and start breaking out the samples.
Wow. There's got to be so many choices for clients that can be overwhelming sometimes
Absolutely.
at times.
Yeah.
That's where the showroom comes in handy because you get kind of inspired by some of the ideas in there and at least get a feel for some of the stylings that you like or don't like. But
Yeah,
to your
absolutely.
point, it's going to start in the home because it's really going to be individualized to the specific home. I have to imagine every home's capabilities and potential is very different.
Yeah, it's a little different. And new homes are another challenge because nothing is there yet. So it's
Sure.
it's hard to put all the parts and pieces together
Right.
and make it coherent.
That sounds exciting to me, though. You get to start from scratch.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Design.
Yep.
The sky's the limit.
You get to test out new ideas. So.
Yeah, and we've talked obviously about residential homes. Now, do you do commercial as well?
We do commercial. It's more on the specialty millwork. If somebody needs a slatted wall or a curved desk or something like that, as far as multifamily housing, it's a little tougher. It's a little more competitive in that realm. But millwork is definitely an option with us.
Okay, awesome. Now, we're talking about, you've got some very high-end cabinetry. I know from seeing some of it in your showroom. But there's folks out there, obviously, when you're talking about, whether it's new construction or remodel, that are going to want to build on a budget. So is that an opportunity for people?
It is, and unfortunately we can't meet everybody's budget, but we do have the options of meeting especially new home budgets. And if somebody just needs new cabinetry, we can typically meet a budget, but sometimes you just can't.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I want the best of the best. Sky's the limit, no budget constraints. No,
So do I, yeah.
Yeah, don't we all, right? Well, it's been lovely chatting with you and getting to know a little bit more about Kitchen Ideas Center. And I had asked you this question at one point. I wanted to make sure we shared with viewers, but you work a lot with contractors, right? Is that some of partially what
Yeah.
you're doing is a contractor? Now, can you get work directly through consumer? Like if a consumer walks in the showroom, what's the best thing for them to do?
The best thing for them to do is come with a contractor. We're not a general contractor. We can install our own product that we supply, but as far as demoing a wall, we can't do that. Or rerunning plumbing, we can't do that. We could, but we don't want to.
Right,
Leave it to the professionals there.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice thing to add, just so people kind of understand that component. And boy, some beautiful, beautiful work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So it's fun to chat with you and learn a little bit more about the business. Again, this is Brian Fisher with Kitchen Ideas Center. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. Join us next time for Talk of the Town.